Hey there, welcome to the video. Today, I'm going to be showing you a simple KDP niche that you can start working on right now that can help you start generating sales. In fact, I'm going to be showing you one seller that's generating almost $3,000 a month from just one book. Now, the best part about this type of book is that it's relatively simple to create, making it an excellent way for beginners to get started with Amazon KDP. All you need is Wi-Fi, a laptop, and some dedication. And by the end of this video, you're gonna have a solid understanding of how to find and create this type of profitable book on Amazon. Now, if this is your first time here, my name is Jeff, and this channel is all about becoming self-sufficient when it comes to making money online. So if this sounds interesting to you, feel free to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. With that being said, let's get right to it. So what niche are we talking about today? Well, today it's all about the Maze activity book niche. Now, this niche is fantastic for two reasons. First, Maze books are always in demand with buyers because they offer an engaging and interactive way for people, especially kids, to enjoy a book. Second, Maze books are fast and easy to create with the help of some tools. You're not going to need to create these books by hand, which makes this book a great starting point for beginners. To be successful though, we have to start with the first essential step in Amazon KDP, and that would be niche research. But what does that actually mean? Well, it means finding out whether the topic or the category that you're considering, and in this case, it's the Maze activity book, is actually worth pursuing, whether it's profitable enough to make you money. In other words, this is called niche validation. Basically, you want to make sure that there are enough people interested in your niche while also making sure that it isn't too competitive, or in other words, there aren't too many sellers in that niche. So if we head on over to Amazon and we make a search for our niche, the Maze activity book, we're going to see all of this information right here. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this purple bar or this purple box right here, this is called Titan's Quick View. I use this in pretty much every single video that I make. It is a KDP Research Tool, and this one specifically is going to give you a lot of information when it comes to your niche research. It gives you things like total results, which you see here, it gives you the exact number. So this one says 6,756 as opposed to Amazon, which is just over 6,000. It also gives you the exact match, how many books are KDP books, also known as independently published. It gives you the average bestsellers ranks, the reviews, and the average price, as well as a very, very useful niche score. Now, if you want to use the same tool, you can head over to the Chrome Web Store and make a search for self-publishing titans. You're going to see two that pop up. I have both of these installed, but this is the one I'm talking about right here, Titan's Quick View. If you go ahead, install this, it's going to give you all of this data so that you can follow along with the video, and it's also going to help you with your KDP research as you're researching more niches. Now, the very first thing you should always look at when you're doing your research is going to be the total results. So right here, we see 6,756. Now, when I'm trying to validate a niche, I look for three specific things, also known as my three-step process. Step number one has to do with search results. So I'm looking for search results that have about 1,000 or less, because this is going to tell me that the competition is not so high. Step number two is going to be with demand. So I'm looking for 3 or more KDP books that all have a BSR or a bestsellers rank of 300,000 or below, because this is going to tell me that these books are already selling, which means that there's some type of demand for this niche. And my step number 3 is actually pretty easy. It is looking at the niche score provided by the plugin that I'm using that has a score of 50 and higher. Now, back on Amazon, we can see that this has over 6,000 results. So we know from my step 1 that we're looking for about 1,000 or less search results. So this is actually way too much. It's way too competitive here. So if you run into this issue, what you have to do next is actually something that we call niching down, or finding a sub niche. And so the easiest way to do this is just to click on the Amazon search bar here, and it's going to bring up some suggestions. And so you can make a search for all of these and see if there's something here that's closer to that 1,000 or less. Now, I've actually done the homework for you, so I'm going to show you that in just a second, but let's go quickly through my 3 steps so that you can get an idea of how to actually validate a niche. Now, the second step is going to be going through all of these books right here on the first page and looking for 3 or more KDP books that have a BSR of at least 300,000 or below. And so you just want to start out at the first one right here, but notice that it says sponsored products on these first 4 books. So I just simply skip this because this is where people pay to basically get their books ranked higher. And so really, I want to just look for organic listings. So the very first one is going to be this one, but under publisher, as you can see, it does not say independently published. So this is not a book that we're competing with. This is not a book that I include in my step 2. And so I'm going to move on to the next book. This is going to be the same story, same story, same story. Now, the first book that is independently published is this one right here, which means that this is a KDP book, and the bestsellers rank right here, 9,310, well below the 300,000. So this is one book that's telling me that there's demand for this niche. Now, I'm just going to find 2 more of these types of books. This book right here, independently published, 12,000. So that's book number 2. This book right here, independently published with a bestsellers rank of 26,000. So that's book number 3. So my step 2 has already been satisfied. I know there's enough demand here, but I always like to go through the entire first page just to see how much demand there actually is for this type of book. This one right here, BSR 5,000 and the bestsellers badge. So that's book number 4. This one's at 11,000, 12,000, 46,000, 13,000, 232,000, 228,000. So we see that there is so much demand for this niche. There's a lot of books here selling very, very well. And with a niche score, so this is the step 3, of 66, well above the 50 that I'm looking for. So I know that this niche has a lot of demand. The niche score is also validating that this niche is potentially profitable. However, we have to work on the search results. And like I said, I've already done the homework. So let me show you what I found. So here is the maze books for kids ages 3 to 5. Right away, we see total results. This is more in line of what I'm looking for. 1,175. So this is going to pass my step 1. We see the niche score of 63, very similar to the 60 plus of the previous niche. So this is satisfying already 2 of my steps. We also can see from this extension that there's 16 KDP books here for this niche. So let's go ahead and look for them. We have very, very similar books from the previous niche. We have this one at 12,000. This one's at 9,000, 34,000, 15,000, 21,000, 71,000, 12,000, 85,000, 23,000, 138,000. We see a lot of demand for this niche as well. So I know that since all 3 of my steps have been satisfied with this maze books for kids ages 3 to 5, I know that this one is going to be the one to go for and that this has potential for profits. So here's a Mazes for Kids book. This one's ranked at 9,310. This one is for ages 4 to 8, but remember the niche that we're going after is 3 to 5, but there's going to be some similarities with this maze book, as well as the maze activity book that we create for ages 3 to 5. We see that this book has a 4.8 out of 5 and over 700 ratings overall. So this book is very, very popular, but not just that, it is well received. It has a lot of 5 stars and barely any 1 stars, no 2 stars, and barely any 3 stars. Whatever this publisher is doing, they're doing something right. And so we're going to look at the interior in a bit. Let's go through some of the details here. $9.99 for this paperback, which is actually a pretty good profit of margin when it comes to KDP books. We can see right over here that this book makes about $3.79 per book that's sold. Now let's go ahead and look at this graph. This is a graph from Self-Publishing Titans, and this is basically the historical bestsellers rank. I always like to look at this just to see the trends in the demand for this type of book. And so we can go back 90 days, 6 months to kind of get an idea of how well this book is selling. And then let's go back 1 year. So overall, it's actually not selling as well as it did about a year ago. Granted, it's still selling a lot of books right now. Now, if we look at the sample, we might be able to get some of the interiors. So here's one interior. This is of a submarine. You can see just how simple it is, just the maze itself, and then some of these elements here to kind of finish out the page. Here's another one, a snail maze. And then that's really all for the sample. But on the back cover, we can see a few more mazes right here. Now, if we try to scroll down, maybe they've uploaded some A+ content, and they have. So here are more of the interiors. Now, a note about A+ content. This is something that everyone should be implementing into their listings. It's free to do, and it really gives the customer that added experience when they're viewing your listing, because you can add more information about your book. So as you can see, more interiors, more books. So you can even show off more of your other books. This is the best part of A+ content. As you can see right here, this module, look at all these books this publisher is selling. And so when someone randomly looks at this maze book, maybe they're not interested in it, but maybe they're interested in another book. Well, this publisher has more books. So this is a great way to cross-sell potential customers into buying more of your books. And like I said, this is completely free to implement. So if you want to learn how to do this, I created a video on how to create A+ content. Click somewhere around this video right now. I'll leave a card up so that you can learn how to do this. Now, this book has a BSR of 9,310. So that's good for about 26 book sales per day, which equates to about 780 book sales per month. And if we add the royalty calculator, I've already added all of the details and information. That comes out to just under $100 a day and just under $3,000 per month from this one single book. Now that we know that there's potential for profits in this niche, the next part is how to create these interiors. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can do this. Now, the first way is to use a site like Creative Fabrica, because they already offer thousands and thousands of KDP interiors that are already done and ready to be uploaded onto Amazon KDP. So I did a search for maze, and then I filtered it by KDP interiors, and you can see there's almost 50,000 results showing. And so you can just scroll down and look at all of these mazes and just choose something that you like. Maybe go with a theme. This one is unicorns. There's a lot of different ways that you can create this type of maze book. And that is why doing research is so important, because that's where you're going to be able to find a specific niche that you can go after that maybe not a lot of people are noticing, and they're already formatted. Everything's ready to go, that you can just go and find something that you like. For example, this one right here, you can go ahead and download it and start using some of the interiors for your maze book. Likewise, you can look at other listings here, download as many as you want, use as many of these different types of interiors that you want to create a book. Now, if you don't already have Creative Fabrica, you can check out the link down below and basically get it for about $3.99 a month. It's going to give you access to everything that you see here with interiors, images, fonts, elements, and all of these things. Even gives you access to the studio with the AI art generator. And it's also going to give you the commercial license to be able to use these in your KDP books. So this is one of my very first subscriptions when I started KDP. I still pay for this to this day because I still use it to this day. This is one of the great resources for KDP publishers. Now, when using Creative Fabrica, my suggestion is to not download these KDP interiors and then just upload them as is. What I would suggest is to download from multiple sources. So look at different downloads, use 1 or 2 or 3 of those interiors, look for another download, and mix and match so that you can have something that is a little bit more original and not something that's going to be uploaded by a bunch of other people, because you can run into that duplicate content with Amazon KDP, which is something that you don't want to be doing. Downloaded an interior or multiple interiors that you like from Creative Fabrica, you're going to want to use a program like Canva to be able to put all of these interiors together. So here I am on Canva. I've opened up an 8.5 by 11 inch project, and this is pretty simple. Go ahead and grab those mazes that you've downloaded. Look for the PNG version if you have it, and then all you have to do is just drag them onto the page and they will show up just like that. Now, as you can see with this maze, it is very, very plain. This is the point where we can actually modify this maze. And so this is where you can actually put your own touch. So for example, I'm gonna look for 2 elements here that basically signify the beginning and the end of the maze. And so I'll look for a pirate, black and white. Look for graphics, and I'm gonna look for maybe this guy right here, and I'm gonna put it right here. At the ending, which is this one, I'm gonna do a search for a treasure chest, and I'm gonna change it to black here, and we're gonna put this right here at the end. We're gonna put this pirate symbol right here, and then we're gonna put the chest right here. And this is how we can make it a little bit more original. So that's something great about this interior, is that we have the option to do that. And then with the solution can go all the way on the back of the book. So for now, I'm just gonna leave it right here. So here is one maze that's done. Now, another easy way to create this, to actually make custom mazes, is to use BookBolt. For this tutorial, I'm gonna just do the paperback interior, and the project name, we'll just call it a maze. The trim size is gonna be 8.5 by 11, and the interior and paper type is gonna be the standard black and white interior with white paper. Now this one, you can either choose bleed or no bleed, but we'll keep it at bleed with a page count of 100. For this example, we're not gonna do 100 pages, but when you're creating a maze book, you're gonna want to have, I would say, at least 100 pages. Now, when we create the project, we're gonna come up with this screen right here. And all you wanna do is actually click on this maze looking icon right here. And it's gonna bring up the interior templates library. And now just search for the mazes here. So as you can see, there's one maze, the rectangular, the circular, triangular, lattice maze, hexagonal maze, and the honeycomb maze. I'm just gonna show you how to do the rectangular maze, but all of these are very similar in how to create these mazes. So let's click on rectangular maze. From here, we're gonna choose which pages we want the mazes on. So ideally, you want all the mazes at the beginning of the book, and then you're gonna want your solutions at the end of the book. So what I'm gonna do is just choose 1 or maybe up to 5 pages here and just show you what these mazes will look like, and then continue to options. I'm just gonna keep the horizontal and the vertical size at 20. You can make it more, you can make it less. And then the puzzles per page, we just want 1 puzzle per page. We wanna put it in the center. Once again, you can do it however you want. And then the line width, I'm just gonna keep everything the same. Now for the solution, you can choose to have it after all the puzzle pages, which is what we're gonna do. You can also do next page after each puzzle page, or you could just manually select. I'm just gonna keep it right here and keep all of these settings the same. And then obviously you can also title your maze. Now, when you're done with all of that, you can also preview this so it can show you what it would look like. So there it is right there. Now, if you're happy with that, what you can do is you can just continue to the solution pages, and you can choose where the solution pages will be. So because I only have 5 puzzles, the solution is gonna start at the end of puzzle number 5. So if we submit, it's gonna just do its magic, and then it's gonna show up right here. So here's maze number 1, maze number 2, maze number 3. As you can see, they're all different, and then maze number 4. And then right here is the solution for maze number 1. Now with BookBolt, you can create the full interior on BookBolt itself. You don't actually have to move it onto Canva, but the way that I'm showing you, where I want you to mix and match, I'm gonna download this page and then move it on over to Canva. Now we're back here on Canva. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload this page, and there it is right there. Here is maze number 1. We can also change this. We can take this away if we want. We can title it something else. And then the solution you would put over here. So let me go ahead and put the solution right here. Now, how I would do this solution page is I would put maybe 3 or 4 of these solutions onto a page just to try to save some pages. You know, puzzle 1 here, puzzle 2 here. We'll do puzzle 3 and puzzle 4. And you could just take a heading here, and then you could do puzzle 1 and then just put it right here, and then just duplicate this and put it here. And this one will be puzzle 2, and then you'll have puzzle 3 and 4. So this is an easy way to put a solution page without taking so much of the end of the book. Now, another way that you can make these mazes is by using this website right here. Now, if you look at this website, you can see that it says here, any of the software featured here may be used for personal or business purposes. Although if you earn money by using it, please consider making a donation. So we can in fact use this maze generator for our KDP books. Now, all we have to do is actually go to the home page and look for right here, maze generator. And once you get here, go ahead and click this link right here, and it's going to bring up the maze generator. As you can see, you can create a square, a triangle, a hexagon, a circle. You can play around with the layers, so you can make more layers, make it more complicated, make it less complicated. You can choose where the entrance and the exit is, so you can do no entrance and exit. You can do bottom to top, left to right, hardest entrance / exit, but we're going to do bottom to top. Now, all you have to do is click new maze, and as you see, it created a maze instantly. And then all you have to do is download the maze and then go ahead and solve it, and then download this one as well. And then you can keep and just create new mazes, and make sure to download the maze as well as the solved one right here. And then go ahead and upload it onto Canva. So now here's the maze that we just created and downloaded. So just enlarge it and then center it. And then you want to put that solution somewhere right here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and let's put it down here, and then grab the solution, put it in here, and then we can just paste it right there. And as you can see, there is the puzzle solution to number 3. This is number 3. And then that's really all you would have to do. Just keep creating these mazes, be creative with it. I noticed this one's a little bit too big. You can title the mazes so that it can correspond with the solution page, but it's as simple as that. Now, once you have the total amount of pages, over 100 pages, you have all your solutions, all your mazes, all you'd have to do is click share, download. Download as a PDF print. This is what you need for Amazon KDP, all pages, and then choose RGB. If you're paying for Canva Pro, choose CMYK, and then hit download. Now, one of the most important things with Amazon KDP are going to be the keywords. So the keywords that go in your title, your subtitle, and those back-end keywords. So if you want some keywords, I've already done all the research for you. You can go ahead and check out my Gumroad shop. The link is in the description down below. Feel free to download them and use them for this book. You're also going to find more KDP resources in the description below, so make sure to check those out. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell, as well as follow me on all my socials at JeffSetLife. With that being said, thanks for watching. Bye for now.